Have you ever wondered to yourself why the serpent in the Garden of Eden was speaking and why Eve wasn't even shocked? See, what we need to understand when it comes to the Bible is that we read the Bible, it's been translated into English, but when you read it in its original Hebrew and get the Hebrew understanding, you'll find out that a serpent is not a snake that you see on the ground. In the eyes of an ancient Hebrew that lived 3,000 years ago, they would understand that verse of a serpent being mentioned. They would see that verse as something different. They would see that word serpent as an angelic being, because we know that the serpent was actually Satan, or it was Lucifer in the Garden of Eden. And what's very, very interesting when we kind of look into it is that Eve was not surprised that the serpent was speaking. Serpents don't speak. No animals speak. The only animal that you see speak in the Bible was a donkey when God opened up its mouth. But it wasn't the serpents and snakes don't speak. And also, when we start to look in that verse, you'll find out that a serpent and a snake are not even the same. They're two different things. But I don't want to go too deep into that. But what I want to show you, the deeper revelation of that verse, is that we know that with God, when God is moving about, there's always cherubims around God, because cherubims are there covering the glory of God. You see the cherubims over or on the Ark of the Covenant, overshadowing the mercy seat, the Shekinah glory of God. So when the glory of God is around, you'll see two angels, two cherubims covering that glory. You even see two angels turn up in the book of Genesis chapter 18 with God. You see two other angels with God overshadowing the glory. But this is where it gets really, really deep. See, Adam was created in the image of God. So Adam had the glory of God. Adam and Eve were image bearers. They had the glory of God upon them. And when the glory of God is around, who overshadows the glory of God? Cherubim. So that's when you see Lucifer, Satan, Lucifer is also a cherubim. His job is to cover the glory of God. That's why when he was with Adam and Eve, or with Eve didn't see it as strange. Why? Because Lucifer is supposed to be covering the glory of God, because he's a cherubim. So when Lucifer is speaking to Eve, Eve is not surprised or shocked, because Eve is speaking to an angelic being. Eve is speaking to a cherubim. Okay, so she's not surprised when she's talking to him. So when he deceived her, she was talking to had trust in him and trust and believe in him over God. So she was having a conversation with him. You'll actually find out, it goes a lot deeper than that in the book of Genesis chapter 3. I don't go too far, but she actually was having a conversation with Lucifer over a period of time. It wasn't just we think that Satan was having a conversation, or the serpent was having a conversation with Eve by the tree. No, that's not what happened. The conversation didn't start by the tree. It started somewhere else in the Garden of Eden. We can speak about that another time. But what I'm trying to show you here, the crux of what I'm saying, is that the serpent in the Garden of Eden is not a snake that you see today. It's not